Hello, my name is JR, and if you already can't tell, I am blind. And whenever I'm having a tough time about my blindness, because it does bother me, it bothers me in the sense where I know it's a disability and I know I need help. And really, I should be used to getting the help and I should be used to asking for help, but I still have my tough days because I suffer from envying the sighted and imagining just how easy they have it, right? They get to look around, they get to judge their environment. I have to use my ears to listen, I have to use my nose to see what's going on. And I do have my down days. But you know what gets me through the day the most? The fact that I am alive in 2025. I am almost 35 years old, and because of accessible technology like smartphones, like Apple, Android, all those amazing providers that have created screen readers for accessibility. Whenever I'm having a tough day, I have to focus on what we've accomplished in our time here on Earth, you know? Sighted people made screen readers. Even blind people made accessible applications like Seeing AI, which helps you with bills to determine what's a 5, what's a 10, what's a 20, and so on. Seeing AI can even read out colors if you're colorblind. Seeing AI can describe a scene and it can read documents. Because of Seeing AI, I'm able to read books without depending on a Audible subscription or downloading audiobooks. If I have a physical paperback novel, I can still take a picture with my Seeing AI app and it will read me everything. And AI in general is helping blind people. I love using ChatGPT to describe scenes, or if I can't read signs at an airport, I will log in and ChatGPT will give me a real time reading of what's going on at the screens I'm looking at my local airport. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? So, whenever I'm having a tough day, I always think about, hey, look what we've accomplished. Look what amazing people in the world who have created accessibility have accomplished. So people like me can live a more independent life. And that is my version of a Canadian dream, to be independent and to find employment. That's why I'm very grateful to be a motivational speaker. That's why I'm very grateful to be a blind stand up comedian. But most of all, if it wasn't for accessibility being at the forefront of my Apple device, I would not be here making TikToks. I would not be able to know if I'm in camera or not without Apple's screen reader, because it will tell me if I'm on the left side of the screen, it will tell me if I'm on the right side of the screen. Why is my face at the bottom, you might be asking? It's because in my head, the subtitles are going to be up here. And that part is why I love accessibility. Because of subtitles, you are able to follow along this conversation. Subtitles were created for the hearing impaired, but with our social media apps using subtitles as a way for retention, it allows people to enjoy our videos while they're at work, school, or any place like, say, the public library, where you have to be really quiet. Thanks to subtitles, people can watch their favorite shows on Netflix with the volume completely turned down and the subtitles on. Isn't that great? So the next time you're having a bad day, just imagine, what would it be like if we were alive in 1985? What would it be like if we were alive in 1965? I read somewhere that blind people weren't even allowed to date regular American sighted people until the early 70s, late 60s, because we were seen as inferior. We were seen as so horrifically disabled that even society wanted nothing to do with us. And even right now, we still face discrimination. take our good friends at the Alberta Government who are trying to take disability money checks away from people who are on AISH, people who need those disability checks. For me, I don't get disability in Alberta. I am not on AISH because the Alberta government deems me able to work even though I can't see. And that's one thing I can kind of agree with. I am able to work. With the right accessibility tools, I am able to work. I am able to use computer screens. I am able to use software with screen readers because I am fortunate enough to have a little bit of vision. I'm not really into the 9 to 5 grind because I love being a motivational speaker. I love being a stand up comedian. I love connecting with people in person. Could I be a bank teller one day? Absolutely. And maybe that's where my next career should be. I should get into banking because I love connecting with people. And what? You probably have to take a few courses. If there's a job where I can connect with people, I am there. I was fortunate enough to work in radio broadcasting for 7 years. I was a classic rock radio station nighttime host, a morning show host on the weekends. I was also in television for a few years, working as a street team host where I got to interview great celebrities in Grande Prairie, Alberta through a television program called Persona Cable, which then turned to East Link. And I've lived a great life and I'm only 34, about to turn 35 in a few days. What am I going to do next? As long as I'm connecting with you, the viewer, as long as I'm connecting with people in person, making a difference on their lives, in their lives, I'm very, very happy. And that's why I love creating these fun videos. That's why I love talking about being blind, because I want to show other people with other disabilities, look how far you can go. And especially, I love motivating people who are fully sighted. Look at me. I've been in television, I've been in radio, I've been in social media. I have 5 kids, a wife who loves me to death. I have the best life in the world. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I just remind myself of what accessibility has been completed in the past 34 years I have been alive, how I'm able to use technology and still not have the best sight in the whole wide world. It makes me so happy. So if this video brought you any joy, hit that follow button, make sure you hit the like button, and let me know if you've made it this far. What has accessibility done for you? And if you identify somebody with a disability, what disability do you have, and how has your disability impacted your life?